Hi. I'm on screen. I'm real. I thought the servers were down for a moment. I just got a notification when I started the game. Window, get up here. Sorry, I'm not sitting close to my computer yet. Oh, that was loud. Sorry. Let me. I can't believe I failed the Epstein doll. I'm pissed off. Okay, hold on. I gotta close my door. Randall. Oh, I'm in game. I'm in game. Hold on. No, I missed the doggies. What the hell? I didn't see them. There we go. Yeah, the signals on those TVs always go out the moment I appear. Oh. What do you want, Randall? Oh, she's pressing my buttons. I'm in game. I'm scared. Oh wait, I can return and save $700. No, it's XIV. Cheap viewer, shut up. My little freak. I got a little freak over here. I think I have to adjust my volume. This is the game's music. Pingus, Pingus. No, that is fair. I find it funny. He dropped that on me. What? Thank you for the happy anniversary. Is there a fish songs? There is fish songs. Bye. Hi Shale. Sphene. I'm so scared of what will happen to Sphene. If you have a moment, Walla, Geode wants to take stock of the current crisis. Oblivion may be lacking in finer details in certain areas, so we'd like you to lend your perspective to the conversation. Shale. Sorry to drag you into our meeting, but we need to get a better handle on the threats Alexandria is facing right now. Not at all. Not much has happened since the state funeral, and a clear idea of where things stand would be beneficial for us as well. First things first, let's discuss the state of the machine malfunctions. Every single sector reported instances of sentries attacking citizens without provocation, and vehicles suddenly becoming unresponsive to controls. Installing Undertale on that shit is only 120 megabytes, so go well, so space. It's true. And while these malfunctions were resolved fairly quickly, they nevertheless resulted in a considerable number of injuries and deaths. But you haven't heard anything about the new incident since then, right? Right. No additional reports have been logged, as far as I know. That's the good news. The bad news is, I tried to take control of the soldiers when they started hurting people, but they wouldn't listen to me, even though I have the king's authority. Once things calmed down, I was finally able to make them give up their weapons, but if it happens again, I don't know if they'll ignore me like before. The King of Resolve's authority is about the highest there is. Who is this man that can override it with such impunity? Calix. He lived in the age of the Storm Surge, as I did. Twink. Lest you forget, he was known for his advancements in electrope technology, and it was he who established preservation for the purpose of furthering his research. The wasting disease which afflicted him, however, was said to leave him scant years left to live. He must have chosen to undergo conversion into an endless, that he might continue his efforts into the present day. Preservation's early goals seem noble enough. Exploring treatments for Levin's sickness, designing Everkeep's core system, that sort of thing. Why harm the people he was ostensibly trying to help? Do not pretend to fully understand Calix's motivations, only that he appeared incensed by what he saw as mankind's failings. He asserted that Randall don't step on my spacebar. He asserted that the strategy of adapting our species through generational succession was outdated, that evolution now requires us to forsake our bodies of flesh in favor of eternal preservation. We've already seen how he's employed the simulant to convince Alexandrians that endless conversion is their only hope for survival. Eternal life is assured for the 5,000 who registered their neo-regulators. But this is merely one part of Calix's greater plan. He wants the key to interdimensional fusion. With that relic in his possession, he will draw ether from the reflections and expand his efforts to create endless 1,000-fold. If we mean to foil Calix's schemes, then our only option is to determine where he's hiding and put him down. Which, unfortunately, is easier said than done. I've been scouring the terminal we found within the depths of Everkeep, but failed to uncover even the slightest trace of his activities. Give me a little more time, though, and I'm sure I can sniff him out. I'll help you. While Galuljar and Shale are working on that, I think I'm going to take a look around town. I want to make sure no new problems have cropped up, as well as search for any information that might lead us to Calix. Hi, Magoo. You're welcome to come along. Another malfunction could happen at any time. I'd be glad to have some brawlies at my back. My little painter. Let me in. Raha and the others are helping Oblivion patrol the other levels of the keep. So, shall we stick to the streets of Solution 9? Sounds like a plan. Thanks, you two. I appreciate the company. I have to speak with the city's administration and bringing in the Lands Guide. I want our soldiers around to protect those who are moving to Tuliyola. That still doesn't work, I'm sorry. I'm gonna throw a bunch of shit at me once I get it working again. The update for it came out, I just have to install it. I don't know what Twitch did to ruin it. It's weird. Alphino and Alize will be joining me for the meeting, so the three of us can cover that sector as soon as we're done. If I may, I'd like to join Walla's group. If you'll have me? The more mouths to ask questions, the merrier, as long as you're aware of the dangers. Thank you, and I'll do my best not to be a burden. I love you, Speen. I'm more worried about you, Geode. And don't do anything stupid. You change your tune once we get back with the goods on Calyx, then the drinks are on you. Come on, let's continue this outside. I gotta close my door. Super Myro is not in the game. Different. Fall Guys is in the game though. Hold on, I'm gonna fix my talk sprite because I don't think it's as calibrated as I want it to be. Oh yeah, it's not. There we go. Is my mic connected? Oh, yeah. Lol. Did any of you watch the RTVS stream of the top 1.25 and 87 million people? 807 people? I watched some of it. It's very fun. I almost held off streaming to keep watching it with Quill. I was like, maybe I'll stream tomorrow, but no, I really want to play this. Sorry, I was off in my own little world. So we get started. Want to check if he's okay. Me? I'm well enough given the circumstances. Many of me? Am I coming through? Is that just on your end, or am I doubling audio somewhere? Fine for you. Hold on, let me listen to my Twitch. It's gonna double for a moment, sorry. Double for a moment, sorry. Oh yeah, I sound fine. Never mind. It was the Queen's fondest wish that her subjects remain shielded from the horrors of death, and so they were for the longest time. Then the moment mortality once again becomes an unavoidable fact of life, it greeted with an outbreak of bloody violence. Many are bound to give the endless alternative serious consideration. Indeed, I do not blame them for that. It is only natural that such thoughts should come to mind. What I cannot forgive is the way Calyx wields fear and misery to manipulate people into making that choice. I have no alternate paths in life now. I'm locked in. No one, not Calyx, nor anyone else, should dictate how we cope with the specter of death. As one who lived as an Alexandrian, I wish to put the choices of this country's future back into the hands of its citizens. Now Randall wants to go out. She like stretches up for the doorknob whenever she wants to go out. It's funny. Oh, sorry, I had to bump my mic. And do you think we can handle that responsibility after everything you've seen of us? It is what I've seen that has convinced me you can. I awoke 4 centuries later to find our people living and laughing beneath Alexandria's banner. Though surprised and bewildered, I was overjoyed to see it so. You all deserve to be happy. Well then. We'd best not let you down. Now, I suggest we move as a group. We don't know if or when a battle might find us. Oh, I believe someone came prepared for such an eventuality. Is that the grimoire you retrieved from the old castle? Yes, my parents gifted it to me when I was a child. They were adamant that I should learn to protect the things important to me. I was fortunate enough to have a tutor in the IK Knights, so I laid claim to some small measure of skill. Are you a summoner or a scholar? Or just an arcanist? If that's the case, it might be better if we split into 2 groups, after all. It would certainly be more efficient for information gathering. I guess that makes sense. The 2 of you can take the west side of the recreation zone then. Well, and I will take the east. I wanted to go with Sveen! Very well. We shall end our patrol in the plaza, just past Trueview, and await you there. Sveen is getting closer and closer to joining the Scions. I don't think she will join the Scions, but I want her to be a new... I want her to be okay. Let's do the rounds then. We'll see what's what, and chat to the people we meet along the way. Pay special attention to anyone who looks overwhelmed or overly excited. Hopefully that will earn us a tidbit or 2 we didn't know before. I know how to do escort. Oh. Look at you looking all cool. You got kitty paw newlets. What are those from? It's really nice. I've never seen those before. Newest tome weapon. What? I want to see those. Like Tomestone? Oh. Oh, I'm naked. Wait, those are very cute. Yeah, no, that's really cool. I can't inspect myself. But yeah, I'm glad that's like you don't have to... I don't have to go like, oh, and then like hover over it to see. I can just look. Wait, if I inspect that... Okay, no, it doesn't do it without the glance. I want to go look at the Tomestone weapons. I don't think I've looked at those. But I'll do it after this. I think I'm... No, where's Trueview? Oh, this is Trueview. They didn't come out this patch? What? They came out last patch and I didn't even look at them? Oh, I might have looked at them then. Are the sentries and airwheel is safe to be around now? I just know it's going to happen again, and maybe next time I'll be the one who dies in a horrible accident. I need a Neo-regulator. Becoming endless is the only way. Even Queen Sphene said so. and memories. I used to drink around here all the time. Made sure not to overdo it when I had work the next day, but once we were past the busy season, and when the ladies weren't amenable to my company, well, you'd have to scrape me off the street outside in the morning, or afternoon. The worst I ever got was on what should have been the worst day of my life. If only I could remember it. I was still wearing a regulator back then. It's also the day I first met Shale, though I guarantee she's forgotten it completely. Let's... Wait, hold on, I want to read that again. Did something that killed him, and he doesn't remember it because of the regulator. Want to hear my story? Well, I appreciate you offering a sympathetic ear. There's not much to tell you. You must know, a good friend of mine died when those machines went crazy. Zero-wheeler dropped right out of the sky, and he didn't survive the crash. Damn fool wasn't wearing a regulator. No, that's not so strange these days, but he'd never bothered with one. He was at peace with the idea of dying someday, and I thought I understood what that meant until it happened. Start rocket jumping in this game. Yeah, we have to go on a rocket jump map and do it. I'm still really glad they're exploring this like aspect of the regulators. It's like probably the most interesting thing to me about them. What has me in such a fine mood, you ask? Well, I've registered my new regulator. I was leery of becoming nothing but memories at first, but now that I've gone through with the registration, I've never felt more at ease. Also, once it was done, the regulator displayed the current numbers. Of the 5,000 slots available, over 3,800 have already been filled. So, if you're still hesitant, you've not much time to make your mind up. Mark my words, friend. When there's only a few slots left, it's going to get very ugly. Well, a word. I feel like there was a new factor in these stories we've heard, one we hadn't considered during the discussion with everyone in the back room. They're too likely to break it out over the neo regulators. Speaking of violence, wasn't wearing a regulator. Yeah. Yeah. Vast majority of residents have always worn regulators, so it's not a detail we'd normally think about. With the supply of souls cut off, though, more and more people have been going without them. We need to look into the casualties from the recent attacks, and check whether or not they were equipped with regulators. Let's ask around the street over the east. It was pretty chaotic at the time, but maybe we'll find eyewitnesses who can help us confirm if this was a pattern or not. Yeah, if they're only targeting people with regulators, that's kind of crazy. I just think that's such a... I've definitely rambled about this in the Reagan-era JRPG. I really rambled about this in the past, over the regulators, I think literally in every patch. But it's such an interesting concept to me, seeing how people react to that, even from like the outside perspective and stuff, because it is such an interesting concept, just people who don't really know what death is, and now they're sort of being met with it, and it's very scary. It's once my job to deliver goods by hover cargo. That's why I know a fair number of names and faces throughout the city. The little ones who jumped for joy when I brought them packages, the old lady who'd always greet me with a smile. Hate for anything bad to happen to them. Hello, how are you today? Please let me know if I may be of service. Citywide casualty data, unavailable. Government officials are currently processing reports from all affected zones. Can you narrow it down to the recreation zone then? You must have some estimates on hand. Recalibrating parameters. Injured, 87 individuals. Casualties, 19 individuals. Casualties equipped with regulators, 0. Mm-hmm. This guy called Geode. Yeah, lots of people here are named after rocks. You wish to know if the people who died in the machine rampage were wearing regulators? I'm sorry, but I was assigned to clearing away debris. I didn't see any of the deceased. No bodies were present by the time I arrived, so I assumed the ushers had already done their work. I do remember there being patches of white dust scattered about that were quite a chore to clean up, but nothing else worthy of mention. Well, I think it's time we rejoined Trial and Sphene. I was half joking with my boast to Shale, but we may have stumbled upon something major here. We should share our findings and keep pursuing this avenue of inquiry. Didn't Krause say to meet them in the plaza just outside of Trueview? Let's get going. Okay. Scared Villager. There is 100% an NPC called Scared Villager. Is this voiced? Is this voiced? Is this voiced? Yeah, it is, definitely. Nope, never mind. So, essentially you're saying that the people who were killed by malfunctioning machines weren't wearing regulators. Well, the numbers are still tentative, but only apply that to one, and only apply to that one zone. We don't know how they'll stack up against the overall data, but this is definitely more than a coincidence. I think it's safe to say that anyone who had removed the regulator was a priority target. Now that you mention it, the person I was treating for injuries wasn't wearing a one either. But why? Why are they being targeted over everyone else? Based solely on the lack of a neo-regulator. I cannot judge if a person has no desire to become endless, or if they simply failed to acquire one of the limited devices. But those who wear no regulator at all, they have clearly rejected the old system of using souls to revive themselves. Put another way, they have chosen to live their lives in the knowledge that death is an inevitability. The chances that such resolute people would wish to become endless are far lower, I would imagine. And so Calyx has chosen those least likely to accept his vision as victims to stoke fear and panic. But there was no need to kill anyone. With the way things were, the people were already fearful enough. Could have found 5,000 willing citizens without all this madness. You make a good point. Perhaps the sowing of terror is in service to another scheme, or he had some other need for the lives he's taken. Yeah, the dust. The dust. Yeah, it does look like a graphics card. That's the Arcadian. Right, sanitation worker's story. She saw no bodies, but mentioned piles of white dust. Dust, but no bodies. Now where have I heard that before? Do you recall when we went to save Erenville from the sentries on the outskirts? That Usher Malachite told us much the same thing. I do not remember that, actually. When I arrived, I found no body. Oh, I do remember that, actually. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it. That girl was cleaning up bodies and she didn't even know. Both stories speak of missing remains is suspicious enough, but the shared mention of this dust is too much to ignore. In that case, we should confirm this substance was present at other sites, and attempt to ascertain its nature. Following this thread may lead us not only to an explanation for the missing bodies, but also the intent behind Calyx's murderous actions. Who's calling me? What? We need your help. I've lost control over the soldiers in the residential area. They might be trying to hurt people again. Oblivion members are on their way now, but are you close enough to join them? Yep. Yep. Damn it. Investigation will have to wait. Let's go. Gus Fring is calling. The money is calling. I want to see Sphene use her damn book. Oh, it's voiced. These are some good camera angles already. Oh, why does that look so good? The shaky cam.
Stay back! Stay away from me!
Leave him alone!
That was very well done. Sorry. I hadn't seen a cutscene done like
Are you
that.
all right?
You look a lot
What
like
happened
Sphene.
here?
A sentry walked into my apartment, even though I'd locked the door and everything. I managed to run, but the man who tried to save me...
No weapons, which is to be expected, considering all the sentries were meant to be disarmed. Yet it was ordered to attack all the same, even if that meant using its bare hands.
I'll leave matters here to you. I'm going to do a sweep of the surrounding area.
Do you know anyone else in this sector who no longer wears a regulator?
Oh, I don't think I've seen Isadora and her boy with theirs recently.
Go to them, quickly!
Yeah, Krylo and I are just small.
Wayakwe!
I'll be fine. But Isadora's in bad shape.
No way. No way they... Oh my god!
Mother, please.
Isadora! Oh, thank goodness.
Okay, good.
She wasn't struck anywhere vital.
I'm sorry. If only I'd gotten here sooner.
Everything will be all right. I promise to make your mother better.
I think these shots are really good. They're... You look a lot like Sphene.
Thank you, miss.
Oh, that's really cute. She's dead. I wish they could make beds look comfy in this game. That's
Will
the
she sleep like that forever? No, not forever. She'll wake soon.
Every
I'm
bed in
sure
this
of
game
it.
looks rock hard, and it just looks unpleasant to sleep on.
That's good to hear. Thank you for saving her.
I want to play FF9 at some point. There's some kind of promise of tomorrow going on. Slabs with skins, yeah. Cutscene camera, the facial animations, and the amazing way depth of field makes a cutscene. The depth of field, yeah, I didn't think about that at first. Yeah, they are actually utilizing that more. But yeah, just the angles look so much. They're not holding them as longer, and they're doing some much closer shots than they usually do. Forgive me, I was reckless. I shouldn't have had to waste time tending my wounds as well. Did you see any other our other comrade back there? He stayed behind in the lobby, but I heard the sounds of fighting. Sorry, you must have fallen protecting the residents. Oh. Our comrade, you think he may have been struck down? If he is wounded or worse, I should go to him. Wait, please. He isn't safe and you still need to rest. Would you stay with me, Alice, and watch over Isadora for me? We will tend to your friend. Thank you. Please be careful yourself. My little freak is on the bed. I cry. Isadora is going to be alright then. I'm so glad. Oop. I've just finished my ministrations here. Our Oblivion comrade was beyond saving, I'm afraid. That brave soul. He gave his life to save another. Died protecting me. Don't understand why any of this is happening. That sentry was behaving normally, like any other, and all of a sudden it tried to kill me. Weapons or no, Calyx commanded them to commit murder. Is it over? We came as soon as Wayakwe sent word. Is that how you say your name? I'm sorry. By the time we arrived, it was already too late. And Geode could be in trouble too. Once we have this radius locked down, we need to find him. But why? Has something happened? Possibly. Not sure what, but he stopped responding to our communications. We need to prioritize securing the residential sector, though at least until we regain control over the sentries. Then we should search for Geode. I agree. Since most Oblivion members have sworn off regulators, if our theory holds true, then they could be prime targets for the next attack. Ooh, I don't want Geode to die. Please do what you can to shepherd the residents to safety, but avoid the sentries at all costs. My thanks. Here, take these communicators. We've made modifications to them to prevent Calyx from intercepting the signal, and have been using them to coordinate movements with allies in the vicinity. Ayakwe has one too, so I'll ask her to keep hailing Geode. Good luck and stay safe. Geode said he would sweep the surrounding area, so he shouldn't have ventured too far. Let's get going. Wah 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 wah. beam. Sphere. You see no sign of Geode. Perhaps you should search further to the east. Okay. No. Oh, Geode. Geode, answer me. There's no response. Perhaps you should continue your search further to the east. Okay. I better not see no dead Geode. See no sign of Geode. Neighboring residential radius would be the next logical place to look. Oh, okay, cutscene. There he is.
This is the only place left. Let them be safe.
Geode, are you there? Answer me, please!
I'm here. Sorry for the long silence. I've been busy.
Oh, you're alive! Thank the gods! Where are you now?
American.
The radius next door. The lobby is secure. I'll scout the second floor. Then I'll join it.
They're slurping up souls.
That dust.
Dust? What are you talking about? What's happening?
They're not just collecting souls. They're draining the bodies of corporeal ether.
Oh, all of it.
The dust that we saw was all that was left of the victims. They must have modified the soul cells.
Old man.
Shit.
That was a dangerous angle to shoot at. Really, real freaky.
Damn you! You can't be here! You need to run, now!
He got trolled. No.
A trap!
I'm gonna save his ass. I better be there to save his ass.
Take care of the others, eh?
You can no. You can just run. They're not that fast, dude. Ew, they are freaky. I better not see that dust.
No sign of him so far. This way, maybe?
They are fast when they wanna. No, look to your right. Look to your right.
Geode!
No! Oh my god. Oh, they're nasty. I don't like them. They're very creepy.
A shame. I had hoped to leave here with at least one more cell's worth of ether.
You're a bitch,
But seeing
Calix.
how eager you are to interfere, I shall cut this foray short.
You're trying to be an old man. That's a funny shot.
Calix,
That was
what could you possibly
White boy
stand to
jump
gain
scare.
from these atrocities?
Ether sufficient to generate 5,000 endless. How would you acquire it?
How would I?
Until I have the key, the reflections are closed to me. Thus do I make do with the sources at hand. 7% of Alexandria's current population will yield the energy to convert 5,000 into endless. With 11%, operations could continue unabated for 800 years. Our bodies are fated to decay sooner or later. These ones refuse the gift of eternal life, so what difference does it make if I return them to ether now?
Well, you're not returning the ether. You're turning it into fuel, basically.
I will not waste time and resources on meaningless conflict. This unit cannot offer you worthwhile resistance. Instead, I pose a question. Would you hand over the key if I promised to halt my harvest?
Yeah, no. That's just giving you more range to then harvest more. It's like, I would not do that.
It was foolish of me to even ask.
Yeah, dumbass. I hate this guy. I want to beat him up.
I return to my work then. There is much to do if I must take the key by force.
You didn't even leave. You didn't even take that with you. At least I assume it's still stored in there. That's fucked up. This pile of dust, these ashes, and the soul cell he left behind. Was that his twisted way of returning Geode to us? Damn you, Calix. Damn you and your careless cruelty. He was our friend. Even so, some might say every death was justified if it meant 5,000 Endless could continue their immortal lives. If a reflection still in ether allowed for many more Endless. Why, that would be a noble sacrifice for the greater good. Who could think that? Not I. That's what Callie thinks. Certainly not I. Oh, she looks so sad. We know only too well it was not noble in this sacrifice. We have to stop him. We have to find Calix and put an end to this madness as soon as possible. And under no circumstances can we let the key fall into his possession while it falls to us. We will thwart his plans here in Alexandria before he can terrorize innocents and reflections elsewhere. Yeah. God damn. We should return to the back room. She and the others need to know what happened. Yes, I'll ask Wayakwe to meet us there as well. Ah. Aww.
Our dear Geode. The soldiers. If only I'd been able to control them.
This isn't your fault, Golulja. The blame lies with Calix, and with him alone. It's all so senseless. Why force his plans upon us when we're already happy, living our lives? What does he even think life is? I'll never forgive Calix for doing this. Or myself for being powerless to stop him. Wait, where are you going? To clear my head. Don't worry, I won't do anything stupid.
Stay here and get some rest. I'll make sure Nostalgia stays out of trouble.
Thank you.
Things would have been far worse if you and Geode hadn't rushed in there. Many people are still alive because of you. And after adding what you discovered to the leads we've dug up, I'm hopeful we can determine where Calix is hiding. But not right now. We need time before we can move on. Just a little time.
Oh, Geode.
Looked up. Another comrade gone. Some days it's almost more than I can bear. Geode he was an older brother to Nostalgia and me. She knew him longer, though initially taking it the hardest. That's on top of what happened with Kafkiwa. Do you think you could check on her? See how she's doing? She's like to put on a brave face if it's me or my sister. You, that dude is doomed. Take care of yourself out there, I'll be fine, don't worry. I know, they got us all cozy with him, spending some time with him, learning a bit about his past. And they fucking taking him away, and it's fucked up. He was not walking out of there alive. Apologies, my mind was elsewhere. We need to press on with the hunt for Calyx, but I can't seem to focus. Should be better than this, I know. Yeah, you gotta take it easy on yourself. You're right. I gotta heed my own words. As it stands, I'm of no use to anyone. Kafkiwa used to say the best thing to do with grief was to let it all out. So I think I'll take myself over to Urban Sky and say my goodbyes to Geode. Why don't you come along? You use some of the blubber too if you would shoulder to spare. You'll be leaning down like quite a bit, but of course. Right then, let's go out. Keep for a bit. I'm gonna stand on the table and then you can cry into my damn shoulder. Hello, Mandel. It's a far trek on foot, so I've arranged a couple of air wheelers. They've had the communication modules removed, so even Calyx shouldn't be able to seize control of them. Say the word and we'll set off. Off I go. These air wheelers are Yenolt's babies. Oh fuck. You won't find a smoother ride in all of Everkeep. I forgot it does this. This is a cool mount. For years now, I've been taking one out for a turn whenever I need to lighten my mood. Sometimes Geode would come along too. And we'd end up racing. Oh. Does that surprise you? My friendship always had a competitive edge. We would often talk about how one day we might fly our wheelers outside the dome. Almost there. Be sure the ground is clear before you touch down. To help clear my head a touch. You know, Vala, you might be the first person I've ridden with who wasn't an Oblivion recruit. As far as I remember, at least. The memories from my regulator days aren't exactly reliable. Come on, let's head inside. Hopefully the way will be clear of tests today. Randall's following my cursor around. She's moving her head up and down with it. I'm gonna beat these up. Thanks. We can usually avoid such encounters, but sometimes they wander in and block the only path. Not that it slowed you down at all. I've never seen you fight up close before. And the surveillance feed clearly didn't do it justice. Hopefully that should clear the route. Hopefully that keeps the route clear for a while, shall we? Or for a while. Period. Shall we? I'm reading too fast. I'm sorry, I'm trying to play as much before my bedtime. Have to sleep a bit earlier from now on. My therapist told me to.
Whenever we lost a comrade, the three of us would come back here to reminisce. Me, Geode, and Kafkiwa. Will you raise a glass?
Of course I would. I will in spirit. That's fucked up. Let me raise that damn glass.
Oh! What are the two of you doing here?
I had a feeling you'd show up. Would you like to join us?
Aww.
I suppose I could spare a moment.
They got me feeling with this guy I barely know.
They tell us Oblivion's founders disappeared some decades ago under mysterious circumstances. And it was Kafkiwa who revived our organization. You and Geode helped her with that, didn't you? Tell us more about it. You're keen to know too, right? What they were like back then. The mad things they got up to. That sort of thing.
Those were the days. It was actually right before the Reformation that I met Geode. I still wore a regulator then. I had recently lost someone close to me. And also quit a long stint as an adapter to work at a bar of all places. It paid me to sit with patrons and keep them company. So Geode came in one night. It wasn't long before we got into an argument. First-time customer, but tempers flared. And then one of us threw a punch.
You got into a fist fight? What were you even arguing about?
I really like what
Damned
she's
if I
wearing.
know.
I think that's
We
an
were
awesome
deep in our
lesbian
cups.
fit.
I think we were both just frustrated and angry at everything.
There's no way she's straight.
By the end of it, we were both sprawled out in the street. Pair of drunken fools. Then this odd machine stopped to lecture us, scolding us for obstructing the foot traffic and not taking better care of ourselves.
I can't imagine you ever being in such a sorry state. The odd machine, that was Kafkiwa, I take it.
I don't think so either.
That it was. Once she was done upbraiding us for our unseemly behavior, she launched into a recruitment pitch. Kafkiwa explained that she wanted to protect the outside world from Zoralja's invasion, to keep him from bringing ruin to the place her beloved son lived. And if we were so intent on self-destruction, then perhaps we might consider risking our hides for a just cause. It was a lot to take in.
Yeah,
I hadn't given much
That's
thought
fair,
to what
then.
lay beyond the barrier. And learning that Kafkiwa herself was already dead was enough to make my head spin.
I think
But
you can
Geode and
like
I were
infer
intrigued
it
by
if
her
you're like
ideas.
There was
wants to
there
see
was
this
like a
future
few
of hers
there was one
come
time
to
where I was like,
pass.
oh, are they like romantically involved at all? But no.
Geode often spoke of it. He told me that meeting Kafkiwa was what first taught him the value of remembering people.
Like he was sharing a holy revelation.
Oh, but back then you hadn't yet taken on Oblivion's name, had you?
Is that so? I just assumed. It hadn't been Kafkiwa's intention to carry on Oblivion's legacy, nor
I'm eating
adopt the
licorice
cause your
bullets
parents
right now.
championed. Not initially, at least. She wasn't even aware such an organized resistance existed. She did, however, suspect the presence of other dissidents, those who objected to resurrecting the memories of the dead in defiance of the natural order. In the hopes of identifying like-minded comrades, we began searching the core system for traces of unauthorized access. And that's how we found it. An anomalous sector in the back of the Neon Stein. According to Melancholy, the door to that mystery had remained firmly shut since she took over the business.
The back room.
The back room.
The back room. We forced our way in, only to discover that the hideout had long been abandoned. Although the occupants were gone, the equipment they'd left behind contained records of a group calling itself Oblivion. After reading through their exploits and their vision for the future, we made the decision to carry on their work.
Thus were my parents and Kafkiwa's hopes bound
Yeah, I was gonna
together.
say, weren't Kryle's parents
And
in the
carried
original
onward
one?
by Shale and Geode.
We could never have made it this far on our own, of course. Not without the strength of arms you and your friends provided. Losing comrades is a hard thing, but being here, thinking back on the moments we shared, I can see their smiles, hear their laughter. I feel their presence, and I know they're still with us. But these memories of mine are for me alone. Reminders of why I chose to do this, and why I'll stay the course.
The depth of field is really good. I'm really happy I didn't expect them to, like, step it up this much.
Right. Time we
It feels a
got back
lot
to
more
work.
cinematic. It's really
Thank
good.
you, everyone.
No, it's me who should be thanking you. Though the pain is still deep, I don't feel like I'm drowning in it anymore. Let's get out there and put a stop to Calyx. For you, for me, and for everyone who's ever believed in Oblivion.
Good cutscene. I appreciate you helping me through this. And not only the grief, you helped me see that my comrades mean even more to me than I realized, which only fuels my determination. I'll be spending every waking moment working to bring Calyx to account for his crimes. I'll do my part, and then you do yours. Oblivion needs you. Skill speed. It's time I went back to locating Calyx's lair. I have a new strategy in mind, but it remains to be seen if it will aid in narrowing down the possibilities. I'll ask Kryle for help. I want to re-examine the data, starting with that of her parents. After all, They were the first to break away from preservation and establish an organized resistance with Oblivion. There must be something in there that can point us in the right direction. What are your plans, Walla? Who's calling me? Walla? Is that you? Apologies for calling suddenly. I've been making the rounds in the outskirts, and I cannot help but feel as though something is amiss. Might I ask you to join me? Your perspective would be most appreciated. You can wait until you've finished attending to Sheol, of course. Seems your plans have been decided for you. Go on. I have others to speak with before I return to the back room. Sphene, Sphene. I forget I can walk while getting on a mount now. I think I'll probably do 2 more quests. And I'll leave off, and then tomorrow... Yeah, tomorrow I'll probably continue. Or day after. I'll see how I'm feeling. Well, thank you for coming. As I mentioned, I would benefit from your worldly experience. Perhaps it is my imagination, but the townspeople appear to be acting oddly. That is, even considering the current state of affairs. Thank you for what? Wait, what? Did I read something wrong? As I am yet unfamiliar with the outskirts, I thought you might be better equipped to judge if their behavior is unusual or not. Would you speak with them and see what you think? Though I hope to be proven wrong, I fear something is not right here. I might have misread something completely wrong. Oh, no, thank you for coming. Shut up, shut up. I just remembered. Sorry, I'm stupid. You're not wearing a regulator. Do you know the end is coming? Well, it's your life to lose. Me? I got myself one of those neo-regulators and registered a little while ago. As soon as I did, a display appearing showing the number of registered users right now, sitting around 4,168. The upper limit was 5,000, wasn't it? Seems the total shot up right after those machine malfunctions. It's only a matter of time before everyone's registered. I pity those who weren't chosen, but I'm going to be an endless. I'm going to evolve and live happily ever after. Man, I'm thinking it's kind of crazy to think that 5,000 is apparently like a considerable amount of people in every keep. Like, I don't think we know how many people are living there, but it has to be like, I'd probably say like 50,000 maybe? But it's kind of interesting to think that it's so little. Oh, please tell me you brought more neo-regulators. Officially, they've all been handed out already, but I've heard rumors there are a few left over. Really, the government still has some, or perhaps Queen Sphene. I may not look it, but I was a hunter once. Back then, I hardly gave death a second thought. But now that I know the truth, it's all I can think about. Randall is staring at my other monitor, and she's like really close to it, so I can't look at anything. There has to be a way to hold on. There has to. Oh, you're so sharp. Greetings. I remember when you visited with Queen Sphene. Come to check on her well-being, have you? Well, I can say things are rather stressful out here as well. Without knowing if or when our machinery might turn murderous, the specter of death is ever present. People are terrified, and the clamor for neo-regulators has reached a fever pitch. I, personally, was fortunate to have claimed a new device early on, and have long since completed the registration. Death has no hold over. Consistent. How long until it drives them into full-blown panic? Paula, can you come to resolution? We have a problem. I'm already here with Lama Chi and Alpha now. Sounds like she wants us there in a hurry. We should go. My butt's sore. Been sitting in this chair too long. What terminal is that? Is that the Meso terminal?
What's happened? Sorry to drag you out here, but I thought it best you see for yourself.
Death is your constant companion. Though you toil with diligence, death may come ere your reward is bestowed. Though your grand works be poised for completion, death may come ere you wake the following morn. Though you enjoy a life of peace and good fortune, death needs but one instant to claim you. Your bodies are weak. Your heart, your brain, every fragile organ rolls the dice from moment to moment.
This is what like 8-year-old me was thinking when I learned what death is.
Be you stoic or generous or righteous, no virtues tipped the scales in that fatal reckoning.
I was so scared about the sun blowing up or a
The
meteor
choice is
hitting
made
us.
without reason. The end is cloaked in terror. That is what it means to die.
The announcement began after we finished our meeting with Gossen. As for its source, well...
Calyx.
There is no shame in being afraid. It is that very fear which will drive you to conquer death. Let us set a new course for mankind. Let us preserve our existence unto perpetuity. Hope for it, wish for it, pray for it. We will become endless. With evolution's brilliance, will we banish the ever-present darkness of mortality.
Change isn't easy. No one ever wants to take the first step. But this is the right path for us. What other way could there be? I'm gonna do it. I'm going to register.
You already have one.
Val Wuklemat! You couldn't have come at a better time. Please, you have to let us move to Tuliolal.
It's too dangerous to stay here. Who knows when the next century will turn on us? Even
Even if we wanted to become endless, there are no more neo-regulators to be had. Fleeing is our only option.
If the solution was as simple as leaving, then we'd all have left already. Did you not hear the announcement? For the living, death is a foregone conclusion. No matter where we go, or who we shelter with, we won't get another chance like this to overcome our fate.
Easy for you to say when you have that regulator.
The Landsguard are on their way as we speak, and arrangements have been made to see that you all will be safely evacuated. Tulichola will aid you in whatever way we can. So please, remain calm.
I want to help Alexandria. I want to save its people. But what can I do? I am not their queen.
Trina's in such an interesting position because she's like, yeah, she's not the queen, so I don't think she's ever gonna be the queen of Alexandria again. I feel like I feel like she and the people have the right to like move on from that, but I don't know, because they've had to deal with the original Queen Sphene, well, Endless Queen Sphene living, dying, and then they had mourned her, and then the evil Sphene came back, was around, and then vanished because she's gone. So I don't think they need to have her show up again. I think she has other ways she can help without doing that. Calyx has access to the core system, which means that if he chooses to do so, he can deploy the soldiers beyond the barrier. Even if our people learn to live with death and decide to leave the dome behind, they will not be beyond his reach. Yet it serves to allay their fears even a little. If it serves to allay their fears even a little, I beg you, Uklamat, please let them shelter until the allow. We will welcome any and all who want to come. We've already begun evacuations, and we'll be able to pick up the pace once the Landsguard arrives. In which case, we had best spread out to keep an eye on the crowds. The mood is tense, and we must prepare for possible violence. If you happen to determine where Calyx is hiding, though, we'll be ready to move at a moment's notice. Surely we'll find a clue of some kind soon. You can't elude us forever. What'd you say? He's stoking their fears and encouraging them to pray. Weird. I'm very intrigued what his like goal is. Like, I know his goal, but he's up to something. He's giving he is giving this is what they were doing to the fucking like in Rome Reborn. They were doing the same thing and doing all the primal stuff. He's pulling an Ascian right now, and I don't know. Violence and fear. This is the future she envisioned for her nation. Yeah. Okay. Last quest. Tulichola will gladly welcome every last Alexandrian with open arms. But what of the nation the Light Queen was so desperate to preserve? What of that bright haven of peace and laughter? Look, Lanat. cannot stand here and let her legacy be sullied any further. I'll protect Alexandria, and that was the promise I made to her at last. Aww. But she betrayed you, did she not? Why do you feel this obligation? I saw myself in her, I suppose. We both felt the people's joy as our own, yet alone we lacked the strength to protect them. There's so much that I love in this world, too much for me to take in my arms and keep safe, and that made me afraid. I needed someone who shared that love and fear, so together we could do what we couldn't by ourselves. Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe I just wish that we could have been friends. Aww. So when she turned to me in her final hour, desperate to safeguard Alexandria's future, I swore that I would see it done. In the end, I think you both found the friend you needed. I would be yours as well, Sphene. Whether you fall or struggle to rise, I'll come running to the rescue. And you do the same for me. That's how we'll protect things we love. That's how we'll protect Alexandria. You're right. You're right. Don't forget about me. No, I'm gonna stay quiet. I like this moment between them. We got a bit sidetracked there. Probably be on our way. Do we patrol or see if Shale needs a hand? There you all are. Goldjaw. Oh, splendid. We were afraid we'd miss you. Alistair and the others said you were here. Good news, Walla. We finally found a chink in Calix's armor. We discovered laboratories on Everkeep's 10th level that once housed a preservation initiative. Containment Complex 1029, it's called. It's been falsely registered as a distribution center. In reality, it hasn't recorded any traffic in decades. We don't think this is where Calix is hiding as such, but it may well contain clues that will point us in the right direction. I'm sorry it took so long just to get this far. If you're interested, what do you say we all go and check it out together? Yerp. Thank you all for your hard work. This is a huge step forward. And up. We need to take the lift to get to the complex. I've cleared this expedition with the relevant authorities, and have one of our people waiting to operate said lift. Let's not keep her waiting. Ooh, I really like this storyline. I mean, I think I've said that. I mean, even Dawntrail is like in my top 3, potentially. Yeah, I'd say it's in my top 3. But this post-patch storyline has just been so good. What dungeon is this? Oh, the Underkeep. I forgot. Ready to head on up? Next stop, the 10th level. Ooh. Yeah, this is Realm Reborn. I just started playing today. I'm only 2 years old.
So this is one of Preservation's laboratories.
It's so dark I can barely see.
Just a moment. If I can reroute the power to the circuit.
You got the lights working!
A realm reborn. A realm really reborn.
Smell how stale the air is. This room hasn't been in use for many years.
It was thanks to Krile and Galulja that we managed to locate this place.
You may remember that my earring contained the control code for the gate to the Golden City. As it was Preservation that constructed the portal, we reasoned that the code to operate it might include a signature of some sort, unique to their organization.
You're a hacker.
So I took a closer look, and a line-by-line examination yielded a string of symbols identifying the code's author. We then began accessing the nodes for every door in Everkeep, seeking out control codes which contained those same symbols. After a grueling search, we finally discovered our prize behind door number 1860, the entrance to the facility in which we now stand. I'd probably still be at it if Galulja hadn't been around to assist me.
Galulja's
I took breaks,
a little
but
genius.
Shale never stopped working. Not even once.
You're a treasure.
I can contribute precious little else, I'm afraid, but I appreciate your kind words. In any case, this next part will require your helping hands.
We need to spread out and search for something that may lead us to Calyx. We're more than happy to help, of course, but I wonder, won't he realize we've found this place?
It's highly likely, and personally I hope he does.
Y'all know our main objective. We're here to pick up Calyx's trail, and I've learned of a certain device that should help us do just that. I'll explain how as we proceed, but according to the information I was able to dredge up, the device in question should have been installed in the director's office. Escape room fun! Now, as for where that might be, yes, this map matches my data. The room we're in is in the Researchers' Commons, located in the western side of the complex. The director's office is to the northeast of here. This room... Oh! I clicked something accidentally. So, we should cut across the circular chamber in the middle, yes? Yes, we should, but... unfortunately for us, the interior door is locked. We'll need a security key with the appropriate clearance to open it. Judging by the mechanism, it'll probably be a card of some kind. Can't you, you know, like some electro magic? I'll try my best, but this type of lock is well before my time. May take a while to crack it, and in case I can't, you might want to look around and see if anyone left a security card behind. Considering the state of the place, it does seem like they abandoned it in some haste. I shouldn't be surprised if we find one. Very well, let's get to searching, shall we? I expect we'll have the most luck looking where the researchers kept their personal belongings. Helpful hints will appear in different color. Aww. They know people can't read. Find no security cards hidden among them. Little else of note. Few indecipherable notes remain pinned to this notice board, but nothing that resembles a security card. This appears to be the only desk with the drawers already open. You can tell at a glance that the desk's former owner has left some things behind. Yes. We discover a card-shaped object. The electrode surface is marked with a bold level 1. Oh, could that be what we're looking for? Try it on the door and see if it opens. Okay. Does this work? Yay! It's open. You did it, Walla. And a good thing too. I was getting nowhere with that outdated circuit. I am curious though. Why would they abandon a facility like this? It was run by a director, Demetrius. Demetrius? Or so that terminal there told me. Perhaps there are more answers to be had once we venture further inside. Let's continue onwards. Door to the director's office is across the central hub. Okay. Locked. This definitely won't let us in. No good? Maybe we need a different card. Yes, the scanner is demanding a level 3 security clearance to open the lock. As much as the delay chafes me, we'll have to comb through the nearby rooms and hope we stumble upon the card we need. Let's start our search in the proto-lab. That door is already open, at least. Find a way through together. Shale? I'm sure of it. Okay. I want to do puzzles. Puzzles and toys. This way. Find ideal of notions I've only ever vaguely entertained, that mankind must evolve beyond the shackles of its flesh and blood existence. I had a meeting with Director Demetrius today. I've heard others praise his genius intellect, yet he seems but a guttering candle in comparison to Master Calix's blinding brilliance. This morning I was permitted to access the top floor and observe the working of living memory. As predicted, shortage of ether required to sustain the Endless is reaching critical levels, yet Queen Sphere insists on continuing her ineffectual flailing. Our Miala colleagues, Malala, including the Protolab chief, have been behaving in a decidedly suspicious manner of late. Should I report my concerns to the director? From tomorrow, I've been assigned to assist with the research project in the Deutero lab. We are scheduled to conduct a major experiment, the details of which I have been kept ignorant. It seemed prudent to back up my memory data. Okay. Where can I find a code? Oh, I probably should read this. I should probably interact with this. Correct combination. Speaking with comrades. Okay. Dug to this data tab and found a journal. I'll read it to you. Results of experiment 158 show a marked improvement in ether extraction rates. Okay, 158. Preserve this historic number along with my remaining worldly effects. Preserve the number. Okay, 158. I'm reminded of my imprisonment by the Empire. Surely its device would have made the whole people. Come out, you're reading something. These notes seem to be about the research they did in here. Let's take a look. Experiment 148, submitting interference candidate 201930 to be considered for efficiency procedure review. Experiment 158, maximum value of 11509 recorded. Comparative study to be included in the report. Alright then. Oh, and one more. Experiment 163. New proposal produced a result of 9834. Decreased value verified. Well, I have no idea what any of that means. Maybe it'll make sense later on. Okay, what kind of... How many words does it want? Or letters? 5 digits. Fuck. Okay. Oh, it was 158, right? 158. 158. And then whatever reading was from 158. 11509. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Level 2. Well, you got the locker open, and you found another security card. Oh, but does that say level 2? We need a level 3, didn't we? Yes, but it should still open more doors for us to explore. You did well, Walla. These preservation members led such surprisingly normal lives. Leaving notes, losing their cards. I guess I imagine they'd be more... what's the word? Bloodless? Mechanical? My parents were once part of preservation, if you'll recall. It would seem the researchers who agreed with Calyx and his philosophy underwent the conversion to endless entities. But I assume those who could not, or would not, eventually left the organization altogether. Oh, I almost forgot. The researchers kept journals in their data tablets. The one I read doesn't explain much, but something big happened in the complex, and afterwards it was decided that everyone would become endless. The writer was really happy about this. You can tell how much they admire Calyx and his wake. The entries ended after that, but maybe you can read more in the other tablet there? Let's move this investigation to another room. We have the Deutero lab and the maintenance facilities left to search. Both are accessed via the southeast corridor. Back to the hub and locked door across the way, which will eventually, hopefully, yield for a new security card. I'll take the old one if you'd like. That will have any more use for it. I read that data tablet already. I like that Gabulja is like, you should read that. Make sure you read that. Level 2. Yes, it opened. So, where should we go first? Deutero lab or facilities? Let's start with the lab. Shale, doesn't seem to be any power here. No, none at all. It's possible the energy supply for this room is on a separate conduit, which means there should be a contingency for opening the door. Look here, there's a sign above this card scanner. In case of emergency, backup power can be rerouted from facilities. Okay, facilities room is down the other branch of this corridor. See about getting the power restored to the Deutero lab, shall we? Anything to read? Nope. There's PlayStation buttons. Engaging power supply. No good. It's returning an error. Must be a preliminary procedure. According to this error code reference, if the power supply has been interrupted for an extended period of time, then we need to reconfigure both the emergency generator and the circuit control panels. Shale, that's the emergency generator over there, isn't it? Yes, and by the looks of it, it's the same model as the one used in Heritage Found. But how does it send power to the other lab? I see. The energy cable attached to the base of this terminal leads to down the hall, directly to the Deutero lab. Which means we need a way to connect the generator to that cable. What about these patterns on the floor? Puzzle! I know exactly how to do this. Okay, using a control panel set into each channel, create an unbroken path for the power to flow. Yeah. No, it's okay, I'm smart. Indeed, you could look for any written procedures. I'll keep doing... No. I can do it. I've used that type of machine before. Then would you be willing to try and reconfigure the circuit path, Walla? The rest of us can help by supplying Walla with whatever information might be found on the circuitry configuration. Let me do my puzzle. So... you're a square. Triangle. And you are a circle. Haha. Connected all circuits. It worked. We did it, Walla. I'm so smart. The Deutero lab should now be fully powered. Well done, everyone. If I may, Shale, would we access a certain data log before moving on? I was checking the storage shelves, and one of the labels caught my eye. Preservation the Early Days is the title. Of course, it'll only take a moment to bring up the contents. It looks to be a text-based account. I'll read it out. Preservation, an Alexandrian Institute for Technological Development, was founded by Calix, an 11-year-old child prodigy. Approval for establishing the organization came during Alexandria's involvement in the Storm Surge, with Calix's designs for new defensive solutions funded in large part by the Treasury. As the conflict grew in intensity and casualties mounted, Calix funneled Preservation's resources towards the perfection of memory storage. Research into this field continued even after the Storm Surge came to an end, with Calix eventually electing to preserve his own memories in a virtual domain. So this account is from before he embraced his endless existence, hundreds of years ago. I met him only once, before the Storm Surge began. I was attending my father, who was then the reigning king of Alexandria. Calix could not have been more than 10 years of age, and required constant treatment for his debilitating illness, yet still he published theories so highly regarded that even the royal family was aware of his achievements. Life should not be lost in the injustice of death. Even now I can hear the single-minded will behind his words. So it was that when war came to our kingdom, my father was quick to commit his unwavering support to this somber youth and his proposal for preservation. Several years later, the ensuing violence brought the death of both my parents. Overwhelmed as I was by my sudden succession to the throne, I suspect they spared me the reports on endless research and other less urgent matters. So you had no ways of knowing what kind of person Calix was changing into. Did he change? I wonder. Perhaps he has ever been the type to value ideals over compassion, and I failed to see it at the time. Or perhaps he did change, but is still driven by those same deeply held beliefs that mortality is cruel and unjust, and his role is to deliver mankind from this fate. Whatever the case may be, we cannot allow him to shape our future. Let's press on, shall we? If I've done my job correctly, the door to the Deutero lab should be accessible now. Give everything a once over just to be sure. I like this sequence. I like I like these little puzzles. Energy current seems stable enough. Still, you should let me handle this one. Security card, if you please. Oh, and a quick prayer that a shorted wire doesn't burn me from the inside out. I'll do one more. Right, I'll get this door open. Smooth as silk. Let's head inside and see what awaits. What's above? Isn't that... Oh. Oh. The key to interdimensional fusion looks to be a schematic on the monitor, and they've used it to make another key. But isn't it missing the shard inside, like the one Walla has? Ah, we may have been laboring under a misconception. The key was originally a Malala relic. Once this treasure came into possession, Preservation began working to harness the power to cross dimensions. Aside from the crystal, we can see that all the vessel's components were constructed here. Oh, fuck. Device that they made to control it. Yeah, the crystal's the key. It's definitely something... something ASM. That would be the logical conclusion. Yes, as my parents explained. Key remains shrouded in mystery. Preservation augmented it with electrode, but never grasped the technology's underlying principles. ASM flavored. To this day, not a single person understands the mechanics of interdimensional fusion. Not who imbued the key with its power, not when they did so, nor why. Now it makes sense. Calyx can track the key because its vessel was made by Preservation. I believe there is much we may learn in this room. On our next visit, I will have to enlist Y'shtola's assistance for a thorough investigation. I too am curious about a great many things, but pinning down Calyx's whereabouts is our high priority. Hopefully there is a security card here that grants access to the director's office. Research conducted in this lab appears to be highly confidential in nature. Some of the personnel must have belonged to the organization's upper echelons. That means higher security clearance. You should spread out and look for any cards they left behind. Remember, anything less than level 3 is no good to us. Square Enix should make ancient crystal candy that's shaped like the crystals. This known storage crate is filled with document binders and other miscellaneous objects, none of which are security cards. Find the security card! Yay! Oh, did you just find the security card? That's a stroke of luck. Let's have Shale examine it to be sure. Well. It isn't exactly what we needed. Nice work, Walla. Oh, a level 3. That should get us into the director's office. So, what was it you were hoping to find in there again, Shale? You were saying that a certain device was going to help us. Right, I haven't properly explained myself, have I? I'm looking for a data relay. After we discover this ostensibly abandoned complex, I performed a cursory investigation, which detected a connection to an outside network. When I traced the data's routing, I confirmed traffic from a web of Everkeep's security cameras. Considering the way Calyx is always one step ahead of us, We must assume he's quietly seized control of the city's surveillance system, has been using it to monitor our activities. To monitor what you, as the key holder, are planning. But since Calyx is the ultimate recipient of those transmissions, the flow of data is like a river that we can follow back to him, which is why I need the data relay. If I can analyze the device and see where it's rerouting all the surveillance traffic, then you can pinpoint Calyx's position. That said, he has done nothing to impede our progress, which makes me think I might be on entirely the wrong track. Maybe the reason he isn't stopping us is because he can't. Back in the old castle, Calyx said he was measuring Walla's strength. What can he possibly dream up that's stronger than her? Oh, speaking of cameras, there's another thing I meant to mention. I found evidence that someone deliberately disabled the surveillance feed in this room. The most recent recording was also crudely deleted. I was able to restore the data, though, if you'd like to see it. I'll start the show then.
Are you really planning to leave?
Yes. The idea of eternal life
Taking my meds while
has begun to frighten me.
Plays.
I struggle to renounce our conventional wisdom. Death is the means by which life prunes its branches, leaving the trunk to grow strong and tall. We die so that our species may flourish. What would become of mankind were we to halt that process?
Fucking
If
haircut.
unending stagnation is the fruit of our labor, then perhaps we strive for the wrong thing.
Your argument is a rejection of Master Calyx's vision.
Who is that, I wonder?
I suppose it is. Perhaps such dread would not plague me, were I capable of sharing his perspective on the subject. But I cannot. He and I are too different, in too many ways. I lack his extraordinary genius. I had no illness threatening to cut my life short, no singularity of will to cut away all distractions and focus solely upon research. I have nothing but respect for his determination. The way he overcame his prognosis and seized the means to transcend death itself. But I'm not convinced that this obsession with living is the right path. That's why I've decided to leave preservation and put all my effort towards building a legacy for the next generation to come. Surely you...
Oh.
Protocol, you understand. There can be no exceptions.
He wanted to leave and he executed her. I checked the images against the personal data, and the man who pulled the trigger was Director Demetrius himself. Everything I could find on him pointed to a deep infatuation with Master Calyx. The cameras in this room have been out of operation ever since that incident. Given that the recording was erased, I can only assume he was trying to conceal his grisly deed from the other researchers. Gobblers. surprised, given how my parents described their defection from the Institute. They spoke of rushing me through a portal, but as Preservation's agents closed in on them. They did not ask what became of them after that, but if it turns out they were captured by their pursuers. Full void expansion. Maybe. They did not. Right, the Echo. Knowing you saw them as they were, it's given me great comfort. Oh, Kyle. Worry not, Sphene. Thanks to the Haven of Living Memory, I was able to at least meet my parents and learn what they stood for. It is enough for me to carry on. Even now, we don't know how the conflict unfolded between your parents and Preservation. But what we do know is that your mother and father cleverly expunged every last trace of their movements. They made sure no one could cross into the source or threaten their child's safety. Right. Let's press on, shall we? This tale behind the key deserves to find a fitting conclusion. The Director's office. I got the last key. Here we go. Let's head inside. Now to find that data relay. Don't be shy, everyone. Speak up if anything odd catches your eye. Well, come with me. Might have need of that security guide. Damn, this terminal isn't connected to any outside network, so it can't be the data relay I'm looking for. This office is also smaller than the map suggested. I'm positive we're in the right room. What am I missing? Sorry, Walla. Could I ask you and the others to search the office for any clues to this infuriating puzzle? Locker, 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 locker. Where's the locker? Oh. Crippled note file. For the lab, Deutera lab. Cluttered side table. Presumably the Director's data tablet. A closed locker stands next to the table. Contains nothing of note. You quietly shut the locker door. Awesome. Zip the data tablet and began skimming through the contents. Nothing of note. Mystery of the key's activation condition remains unsolved. This dude was a shard of Asahi. Yeah. That's really interesting. Yeah. No, yeah. No, I can see that now. I like to think that as well. Featuring an explosion today. Temporary interdimensional portal verified. Continuous stabilized core energy reactions. 13 researchers sustained fatal injuries on the explosion. Memory faculties of 4 personnel. Intact for endless conversion. Remaining 9 designated for ether reclamation processing. Nothing of note. Projected resignations of 2 Malala researchers. That's her parents. Those 2 inept Malala broke with Preservation, absconded with the key. Though the fugitives have since been caught and eliminated, we're too late to recover the relic. The only reason we retained our flesh was to serve Master Calyx, his physical instruments to conduct his experiments. Deprived of the object of our research, our existence serves no further purpose. Dare not imagine the depths of his disappointment in me. Complex is to be shut down, all personnel will have their bodies reduced to ether, which will be allocated for further experimentation. Memory data will be archived, only endless conversions will be subject to Master Calix's discretion. If he does not deem us fit, then we are not deserving of eternal life. Interesting, okay. All personnel have undergone processing. Once the shutdown protocols have been completed, I'll proceed with my own corporeal dissolution. As long as the key remains in the physical world, we must keep this complex in pristine condition. Whether it be needed for experiments or otherwise, it must be ready to support future operations in whatever capacity Master Calix requires. To that end, facility equipment will be maintained in stasis mode. Furthermore, critical component for secure room access will be stored separately to defend against unauthorized entry. Okay. Having lain dormant for years, the now active coffee maker has already entered a self-cleaning cycle. It appears to have no other purpose beyond brewing coffee, though it remains to be seen when it will be able to do so once more. A collection of soul cells may have once belonged to the director. They appear to be empty. Okay. Yep. Thank you. This place note, was it? So we gotta enter stuff from all the different rooms. Seems to enter password on 3 different terminals at the same time. There was no such room marked on the map, was there? No. Precautionary measure, no doubt. And if passwords are involved, I expect the access lift itself is concealed too. Concealed? By Electrop, you mean? Huh. Could it be that wall? I thought it seemed odd when I walked past. Remember what Kafkiva used to say, Shale? Never trust an Electrop surface. Pass right through it. Truly? Never had that property in my time. Well, I was having a little fun, I think. What you mean is Electrop can project a false appearance. In which case, it shouldn't be too hard to disable. I wanted to see Sphene walk into a wall. Another door, eh? I managed to deactivate the projection, but the lock is another story. Didn't that note lay out the password protocol? I say we go ahead and try it. I agree. 2 people should prepare the lab terminals for input, while the rest of us look for passwords here in the office. I'll take the proto lab. Then I'll take the Deutero lab. Actually, it might be better if you stayed, Sphene. Your knowledge of Alexandria and its people could be needed here. Yes, you're right. If the passwords are hiding behind clues, that may be something I can help with. I can help too. I've lived my whole life in Alexandria after all. I will take Deutero lab duty then. You can keep in touch via communicator to match our timing. Well, you shall have the honor of entering the office password. Once we've determined what we need to input, take your place at this terminal. I'll stand by to guide Wicklamat and Cryle through the process. You know, there was that display plate over there, the one with the gems. I thought, since it was made of Electrop, I might have some other purpose. But I couldn't find any switches or buttons to make it do anything. Maybe you can figure it out. Oh my god, it's a garnet. Oh my god, it is a garnet. Also appears to be an empty slot for another jewel to fill. No, I already... No, I... Fuck. I wonder if there's anything in the locker. No. Okay. Oh, do I have to look in my rooms? Or is it... Maybe I didn't read this enough. Sapphire's a garnet. Another jewel. I'm looking around. Maybe there's something that I missed back here? No. No, then I assume it's in that room. Toy. Solve the toy. Alexandrite. See, these gems are so treasured in the past that they named the kingdom after them. Here, sell onto this one just in case. Cool. It's the floor plan. Photo lab. Director's office. Yes, I knew that jewel would come in handy. Let me see. Heed the stones. This must be about the special meanings Alexandrian have for gems. It's an old belief, but I think where each type of gem means something different. Ask Fian to tell you more about it. After all, even our name comes from a gemstone. Well, I was taught that Alexandrite represents the concept of protection. It's incidentally also the origin of Alexandria's name. Oh, I think it has something to do with the passwords. Sapphire and Garnet as well, you say? Yes, they all have meanings. Alexandrite is said as protection, Sapphire represents honesty, and Garnet symbolizes devotion. We should try these words at the terminals and see if they're accepted. I certainly hope we're right. Let's try that. Wukuma was... So... That was honesty. And that's devotion. And that's protection. Yeah. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad that it worked. That secure room is the only place we've yet to search. If the data relay is anywhere, it has to be there. We'll venture in as soon as Wukuma and Crow rejoin us. Alright everyone, time to board the lift and see what awaits us.
This terminal doesn't look special to me, but this is definitely what we're after?
It is. But whether or not it will suffice for our purposes is another question.
The Endless are created using the memories of the deceased. But as memories are, in essence, collections of data, the resultant entities have no physical form. These data entities, as we might call them, have only two methods for interacting with the material world. One of these we saw in Living Memory, where the Endless are granted temporary bodies through the use of corporeal ether. They become much like solid ghosts that one can see and touch. The other method, which Kafkiwa employed, is the remote operation of a machine. But where do you suppose the Endless are to be found when not inhabiting a physical body?
A computer.
The Endless are memories, and if memories are data, then...
Roblox.
Yes, we suspect they reside in a virtual domain, one contained entirely within an electrope-based machine. We've seen such a realm before, after all.
Oh, you mean like the Alexandria made from the Endless Fiend's memories? It all seems so real.
So this virtual domain, it would also be housed within the Meso Terminal.
But how? I thought we shut down all the terminals in Living Memory.
You did. And Kafkiwa's program performed just as she intended. The Meso Terminal itself was deactivated, as evidenced by the failure of the device which was keeping Spheen's body in stasis. Be that as it may, we face a master of electrope engineering. That he managed to partition and protect the sector harboring his own memories is well within the bounds of possibility.
Let us say that the Meso Terminal does indeed contain a second domain, and that Calyx himself resides there. This city, on the other hand, exists here in the Source. That being the case, I thought perhaps we could prevent his remote interference by closing the gate to the Golden City, and thus severing the connection between worlds.
Except I tried to close it once already when I visited Living Memory. The process required administrative authorization, a restriction I assumed at the time had been imposed by the Queen.
But now you think Calyx might be responsible.
Just as I suspected. Even now, security transmissions from throughout the Keep are being tapped by the core system and routed elsewhere. Almost every single one has you as its focus. He's keeping track of the keyholder's movements.
Time's up, and what a waste of time it's been. Hoping to find me by tracing security data? That will not be necessary. Through a not inconsiderable effort, I've taken your measure and prepared a force sufficient to subdue you. Come. I invite you to the upper reaches of the Meso Terminal. The storage device which holds my memories is there. Break the memory bank and victory is yours. I, in turn, will seek to wrest the key from you with any and every means at my disposal.
Fiddler.
And if we refuse this invitation?
I will wait and continue to convert Alexandrians into Endless. Consider the urgency of the situation and make the wiser choice.
Answer me one question, Calyx. The Endless Fiend. When she was queen, you had her face an impossible task, then manipulated her into using the key when she was at her most desperate. If you can do all that, then why not whisk it away when her plans went to ruin? Why let it fall into our hands?
I didn't think about that.
You pour salt in the wound.
Oh, he
That disaster was a miscalculation.
literally is just like, I fucked up.
As her end drew near, Sphene and her restructured memories had become one with the terminal's control systems. In that singular place, in that singular moment, she wielded an authority greater than mine. Thus she was able to shield you, the neighboring sovereign to whom she entrusted her nation's future, and the hero to whom she entrusted that priceless key.
Sphere.
I am unsure to what degree she perceived my presence, but she knew that someone was watching. Does that satisfy your curiosity?
It does. And I'm satisfied that you will take nothing more from this nation. Not one more life, not one more future, not one single smile from another child's face. You hear me?
Browns and leaves.
Sorry for losing my temper, but there's only one way we can deal with people like Calyx.
We kill him.
Whatever grand future he envisions, someone will be made to pay the price. And I won't let that happen.
Oh, Sphere.
If I may, I realize it is not my place to say this. Even so, I must thank you both. On behalf of my other self, allow me to say how grateful I am to have you as our champions.
I want to give her a big hug. Well, that was an adventure. It may have not been the method Shale was hoping for, but at least now we know where to find Calyx and what we need to do next. Indeed, while I remain curious about Preservation's research into the key, that is an investigation for another day. let's head straight to the back room. Should get everyone on the same page before we make our move. Okay, I think I'm gonna end there. It's late, and I don't want another cutscene to happen. I'm just gonna leave it there. But I will be back tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow? Yeah. I almost just ended stream. That would have been really funny. Thank you, everyone. Oh, let me get music for a moment. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Probably finish it. I don't think I can see how, but I think I'm probably a quest or two away from the dungeon. Yeah, the wiki doesn't have the quests on it yet. But I think I'm almost there. So yeah. That's really good so far. I'm excited to see how it ends. I don't want Sphene to die. I hope she doesn't. I'll be really sad. Because I want Sphene to be friends with us forever. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Same time. Yeah. Have a lovely rest of your day, morning, night, whatever slime it is. And see you then. Bye-bye.